Everyone's obsessed with finding new leads, but your email is getting bounced, your calls go to voicemail, and half of your lead list is outdated before you even start your sequence. This is the reality of most B2B providers. You pay for the quality, still you get garbage quality. That's why Prospeo just launched V2 and is built around to solve this with one core idea: data quality that actually works. It's no longer just an email finder, it's now a full searchable B2B database with 280 million contacts, intent data that shows you what companies are looking for, and with triple verified emails and direct mobile numbers to maximize your outreach. I use Prospeo to find verified emails and phone numbers for pretty much all of my outreach workflows, whether it's a job change alert, fund-day startup outreach, LinkedIn profile enrichment, competitors customer prospecting. Prospeo is my go-to data provider for all of this. Even Clay ranked Prospeo as one of the most accurate data provider in the industry. So head over to prospeo.io and log in and sign up with your account. And yes, it's free to get started with. Use the first link in the description to get 100 free credits to try it out. So what's actually changed with Prospeo V2? The old Prospeo was an email finder. You give it a name and company and it will find an email for you. But with Prospeo V2, it's now a full B2B searchable database with 280 million contacts, 30 million companies, plus they have added intent data, technographic, and growth signals. Prospeo V2 triple verified email addresses before you even export. We are talking about 98% deliverability on verified emails, and same with phone numbers. So it solves your problem of low connect and high bounce. Then with Prospeo, you don't need to spend so much time on workflows. Most tools make you search in one place, verify somewhere else, enrich in another tool, and then manually push it to your CRM. It's a complete mess. But with Prospeo V2, you get verified contacts with emails and phone numbers directly attached, and you can push them straight to your sequencer all in one platform. Then if you are reaching to the wrong person at the wrong time, you are wasting all of your outreach energy. Even if you have the perfect email, but if you are reaching to someone who is not in the buying mode, then it does not matter even if you have the best copy in the world. That's why Prospeo V2 has intent database built in. You can filter by companies that are actually researching topics about what you sell, plus growth signals like department headcount increase, recent funding, new job posting, so that you can reach people when there is something to talk about. Now let me show you how I use this platform and integrate inside my N8N workflows. Here is our beautiful dashboard of Prospeo V2, and the biggest change in V2 is the search filter right here. Before you needed a name and company to find email. Now you can just describe your ICP using filters on the left hand side and build a lead list live here. Let me show you one example. Say I want to find VPs of sales at a SaaS company with having 50 to 200 employees based in US. So I can set my filters like job title, industry, company size, location, and hit search. And boom, hundreds and thousands of matching contacts. Each one shows them their current role, company location, and you can see which one has verified emails and phone number available. So when you click into a prospect, you will get 50 plus data points like job history, company revenue, funding rounds, tech stack they are using, and even their recent job posting at their company. So this is how you can apply filters on the left hand side and see in real time the live preview of your lead list. So these are standard filters like industry, seniority, location, etc. But V2 has intent data signal built in. You can filter by companies that are actively researching for a specific topic. For example, I am selling a CRM software, so I can find companies that are literally searching for CRM solution and I can reach out to them. Then technographic, which means that you can filter by what tools they are using. And these are growth signals, which are department, headcount growth, recent funding, and job posting. All of this indicates that a company might be ready to buy. Then once you are happy with your result, you can export to CSV or push directly to your CRM solution. That's how you can use Prospeo V2 for an entire lead gen engine. So feel free to play around Prospeo V2 and build your lead list of company and people. You can also save them inside lists so that you can always refer them back. Now talking about CSV enrichment, click on Enrich a CSV where you can enrich people, find leads from companies and get company data point all by simply uploading your CSV file. So let's say I want to know more about this company and I have their company website. So I will just simply export this as a CSV file and upload it here. And here is our enriched data with more than 20 plus data points to personalize our outreach messages. So now let's enrich a prospect simply by the LinkedIn URL. So let's download this as a CSV file and upload it here. And here you go. We have enriched our prospect with more than 40 plus data points such as their email, company name, location, industry, etc. Now let's talk about API so that you can connect Prospeo to external platforms such as Anytime, Make.com or any of your internal tool. So first of all, let's create our API key. I'm going to name this as V2. Then click on API documentation to understand much better on how to connect Prospeo API to automation platform in our example Anytime. And I know if you are seeing this for the first time, it might be overwhelming to you, but don't worry, I'm going to break everything step by step. So let me break down two core API endpoints of Prospeo. So we have search API endpoints and the second is enrich API endpoints. In search, we have got two API endpoints. The first is search people API and the second is search company API. Same goes for the enrichment. We have got enrich people API and enrich company API. Therefore, you are most likely to play around with these four API endpoints to build out your workflows. For instance, we want to build a pipeline to find funded companies every single week. So what we will do is we will first search companies that are getting recently funded. So first of all, we will use this search company API endpoint. Then in order to find out decision makers working at those company, we are going to use search people API endpoint. And then in order to enrich those prospects, for example, by their email address and phone number, we are going to use this API endpoint of enrich people API. So as you can see, we are using these three API endpoints to build our workflow of funded company outreach. Again, to summarize, first of all, we need to search for these funded companies. That's why we are using search company API. Now, in order to reach out to decision makers, we want to find those people. That's why we are using search people API. Once we have both of this, we want to get the email address and phone number. That's why we are going to use enrich people API. If you are still confused, don't worry, I'm going to show you how you can configure each of these endpoints inside your Anytime workflows, starting with Search People API. So if we see inside the documentation, it is saying that you can build a search with various filters from the dashboard itself. So let's head over to our dashboard and go to People. Let's say we want to reach out to founders or owners of companies. So in job title, I will simply type in founders or owners. And they should have experience of minimum 10 years to let's say maximum 50 years. And they should not belong to industry of semiconductors. Yes, you can actually exclude those industry as well inside the dashboard. Click on this minus to exclude and plus to include. Semiconductors and let's say pet services. Yes, here we have our ICP lead list that we want. Now in order to integrate directly inside our Anytime workflows, click on these three dots and click on API JSON. So it will populate this API request payload that we will just simply copy and paste it inside our Anytime workflow. Now in order to connect Prospeo inside our Anytime, we are going to use HTTP request. So search for HTTP request, and for those of you who don't know why we use it, it makes both of this service or application talk with each other in the same language. Now we need to configure these parameters, but if you go to documentation and scroll down to step 4, you will see this payload that we will just simply copy and paste it directly inside our Anytime, and it will populate all of these parameters for us. So click on import from curl, paste the command that we just copied and click on import. Yeah, as you can see, it will auto populate the URL, method, headers and the JSON payload. So we just need to change our API key that you will find here. So copy that, go back to our Anytime workflow and paste it here. Don't get any funny ideas, use your own API key. And now if we click on execute step, here is our output, the person name, then LinkedIn URL, job title. Now if you want to reveal mobile number, yes, obviously you can. Same goes for the email address and where they are based from. You will also get details about their company. So if we check the name, then and the LinkedIn URL. So if we head back to our Prospeo dashboard, here is our prospect and the information. All of this information is structured in this JSON payload. So that's how you can connect these API endpoints inside your Anytime workflow. You can obviously do the same thing for search company API. And let's say you want to find out or reveal email address and phone number, we are going to use enrich person API. So let me show you an example. Let's say I want to find out email address of this prospect and I have their full name and company website. Then I can reveal their email address and mobile number, and all of them will be triple verified with Prospeo V2. Now let me show you an actual workflow using this API endpoints. So this automation is an example of location-based lead gen machine. For instance, we want to find out those companies who are in California or USA and their industry is software development or information service and they fall under headcount of 100 to 200. So we are going to use search company API endpoint to first of all find those companies. And here we have a list of companies that falls under those filters. So we have the company name, company website, company domain description, and multiple other data points. Now we want to find out decision makers working at those companies. That's why we are going to use this API endpoint of search people, which will find out decision makers. For example, we want to find out C-suites or director working at those companies. So here we have a list of prospects according to our filters. The current job title is director, their name, their LinkedIn URL, but still we don't have the email address or phone number in order to reach out to them. That's why we are going to use Enrich People API to find or reveal email address or contact information. And lastly, store them inside your CRM. In this example, I am using Google Sheet to keep everything simple. Here we have all of the data points that we need from our prospect: their name, email address, their LinkedIn URL, the company that they are working, and multiple of other data points in order to personalize our outreach. So if you want to try out this end-to-end workflow powered by Prospeo, make sure to check out description. I will attach a JSON file of it. Now lastly, let's talk about Prospeo Chrome extension. But before that, you can go to integration and connect with your sequencer like Outreach, Smart Lead Instantly, or your CRM solution like HubSpot, Salesforce, etc. So let's download our Chrome extension, and you can use this Chrome extension on any website including company sites, directory, and public database, and you can apply the same filtering logic to reveal or identify leads, enrich them with contact data, and export or sync everything to your CRM in one flow. Obviously, you can enrich contacts directly from their social profiles or company profiles. You can filter and sort leads by category such as role, seniority, industry, location, and instantly reveal their verified emails and mobile numbers, and you can save them or push them to your CRM. Again, Prospeo is built on high data quality. All of this contact data goes through multiple verification layers to ensure accuracy and real-world usability. So whether you are a sales team, founder, recruiter, or outbound agency, make sure to check out Prospeo V2. It's your all-in-one reliable data provider for outbound hiring or client delivery.